Good morning and welcome to today's session. I can't believe it's Thursday already. Hope you're all having a good week so far. Let's get started. So just take our stretch through the neck that we've been doing throughout lockdown. So just going to tip the head to the side, so thinking ear to shoulder, taking one hand over, pulling the head down, reach the other arm away. Nice deep breaths. We're changing sides. I'm just going to sit down as well comfortably. Tipping the head over, pull the head down. You can do this one standing up if you prefer. One more time on each side, tip the head over, take the hand across, reaching the arm away. Last time tipping over, the hand comes across, reach the arm away. And relaxing there. From there, going on to our backs for our breathing. So we're going to be laying down, knees bent, feet on the floor. You want to have that slight curved position under the lower back, so you're in a neutral position. I'm wearing light trousers today, so hopefully you can see a lot better against the platform. Okay, so from here, you should be looking straight up towards the ceiling, laying down flat on the floor. We're just going to start to take nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. So as you're taking, those nice deep breaths in and out, I want you to think about the position of those hips. So trying to keep them nice and level. Imagine there's a torch on each hip bone and they're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keeping that upper body nice and relaxed. Shoulders are down, chest is open. Keeping the weight evenly placed through those feet. Big toe, little toe and heel. And just gently tightening in the tummy. The next one that you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under. So you're flattening your lower back into the floor. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. Tucking under to flatten. Holding. Releasing out to neutral. So as you're tucking under, we're trying to find that nice strong flat back position. We're using the pelvis and the tummy muscles to move, so you're trying to avoid squeezing that bottom. On this next one, we're holding that flat back, tucking under to hold. So whilst we hold this flat back position, we're going to start to work on the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. So thinking of that sensation, stopping a wee mid-flow. So as you're tightening, you should feel that your tummy muscles are working harder, and that your back is slightly flatter into the floor. We're going to halve this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So we're still thinking about our upper body, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed, the chest is open. So if you are feeling tense through the upper body, just rotate those palms to the ceiling. It should help you to open up in your chest. You're pulling the tummy all the way down towards the spine. Keeping the weight even through those feet. So big toe, little toe, and heel. We're halving one last time. 20 to 25% tightening. So this should feel like a very gentle tightening, something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. So your flat back position should feel nice and strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. We're going to lift our legs up into a tabletop position, so your knees are above your hips and your shins are parallel to the ceiling. We're going to glue those legs together. As you breathe out, you're tipping over to one side with the knees, releasing one hip from the floor. Inhale to the centre. Swapping sides, tipping over. And centre, tipping over and centre. So although you're releasing that hip from the mat, I want you to keep both of your shoulders in contact with the floor. So you're using your tummy muscles to take you over to the side. Bring you to the centre where you're finding that flat back. And again onto the other side. We'll take two more on each side. We're tipping over. And centre. Tipping over and centre. One more time on each side. We're tipping over and centre, tipping over and centre. From there, we're going to hug those knees into the chest, and then we'll be on our hands and knees for our back stretch. So, just coming onto your hands and knees that we always do, hands under the shoulders, knees underneath those hips. The tummy, remember, is already tightened. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under, so you're curving your back. We're arching the spine, and I want you to drop the head. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release back, out, through the spine, and your head is the last thing to lift. We're tucking under to curve, arching the back and dropping the head. We're holding here before releasing out through the spine, piece by piece, lifting the head. We tuck under. We hold and release out. So we want to get lots of movement through the back. So you're working into each section piece by piece. If you have any areas in your back that are feeling really stiff or sore, just slow them down. Just taking your time to move into each vertebrae one by one. So as we're curving the back, we're pulling the tummy all the way in. And as you're releasing out, let the shoulders come away from the ears. We have two more here. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back, dropping the head. We hold. Releasing out through the spine. Lifting up one last time, tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head, we hold, releasing out. From here, we're just going to push back into a shell stretch. So bottom to the feet, reaching those arms out in front. And then we're on our sides for our chest opening stretch. I'm just going to grab a drink. So as you're laying on your side, remember you want those legs stacked one on top of the other. Arms are nice and long, palm to palm. Drop that head down if you can. From here, we're going to lift this top arm up so your fingertips are pointing to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away from the body, so you're really opening up in your chest. Take a nice deep breath here as you take your stretch. Before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. The top arm lifts, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. So we want to keep those legs glued together, making sure this twist is coming through your waist. Remember to take nice deep breaths. Stretching that arm from the fingertips all the way into your armpits. Really think about opening up in your chest. We're going to look at this hand for as long as we can. Stretching from the fingertips. So you're really trying to follow that hand. Got 2 more here. Lifting up to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, twisting away, we hold. Before lifting up and over, to come down palm to palm. Last one here, lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you, twist away, we hold. Before coming back up and over, come down palm to palm. From here we're changing sides, so you can either roll over to face the other way, or switch the end of the mat that you're laying at. So again, legs are bent, one on top of the other, arms along, palm to palm, resting that head down. So same as before, we're lifting the top arm up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away. Holding here to stretch. Before lifting back up and over. Coming down palm to palm. Lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you to twist away. Holding to stretch. Before coming up and over. Back down palm to palm. So remember your legs stay glued together and grounded. Get the twist in the waist. Reaching the arm from the fingertips all the way into your armpit. Opening up in your chest. Don't forget to breathe. We're still trying to look at that hand for as long as we can. So you know that you're getting a nice range of movement on both sides of your neck. You have 2 more here. We're lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Before coming up and over. Back down, palm to palm. Last time, lifting up. Fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Before coming back up and over. and down palm to palm. If you roll onto your back, you can come into a nice full body stretch. We are going to be staying on our backs, but if you want to grab yourself a drink, then you can. So if you're already on your back, you want to have your knees bent, feet on the floor, and come into a neutral position. So we've got a nice curve underneath your lower back. Just begin with those arms resting down beside you. We're going to take a nice deep breath in to nod that head, chin to chest. Exhale, tighten your tummy and lift those shoulders away from the floor. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to come back down. Chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. So you're using your tummy muscles to lift you up from the floor. So you pull that belly button all the way down. Put your chin to chest position to try and keep that neck nice and relaxed. So think big nod of the head, then lifting away. Tightening in the pelvic floor. I'm going to reach those arms long so the shoulders are coming away from the ears. Let's take two more here, then we'll add some movement in. Chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. Last one here, chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. So, from here, we're going to do the same that we've been doing all week, well, only for the last 2 days, where we do our leg lifts. So I'll demonstrate fully on one side and on my bad hip, I'm just going to have my leg long. So you want to lift your foot from the floor, and if you look, if I put my hands on my thighs, you can see that you can't really see this back hand because your thighs are in line. So you don't want this leg too high or too low. It doesn't matter where the lower bit of the leg is, as long as those thighs are staying in line. So you're still in a neutral position, lifting that leg. Breathe in to nod. Exhale to lift. We hold. Control the upper body down, leave the leg where it is. Nod the head. Lifting the shoulders, we hold. Upper body goes down, leave that leg where it is. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So if your neck is really sore, you can support the head here. Just make sure that those hands are behind your head and not the neck, and that your shoulders are staying down. Let's take two more on this side, then we'll change legs. Chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. Last time here, chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. From there, place that foot back on the floor. The other leg is going to lift. So remember those legs, those thighs, sorry, staying in line for you. Just the lower part of your leg lifted from the mat. We're coming chin to chest, breathing in. Exhale to lift. We hold. Control back down. chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. So remember, you've got that chin to chest position, keeping the neck relaxed. Tummy is pulling down, using the pelvic floor. You can support that head if you need to. Two more here, chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down, last one, chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. From there I want you to hug those knees into your chest. And then we're going to be either kneeling or on your front, whichever you find more comfortable. Grab a drink if you need one. So for kneeling, I'm just going to come a little bit further forwards so that my head isn't chopped off. Okay, so if your knees do not agree with you bearing weight on them, then lay on your front, legs nice and long and behind you, and your hands are mat width apart and in line with your ears. If you're okay kneeling, and we've done this literally for ages since I've not been able to lay on my front, then you're kneeling up. You want to keep those knees quite close together so they're directly underneath your hips, so don't splay the legs too wide. If your lower leg tends to cramp up quite a lot, then take a tucked under position with those toes like I'm doing here. Excuse me. So, you're going to be nice and tall through your upper body. And try and keep those shoulders down. I've said it all of this week, but I want you to stay nice and open through the chest. If I look like I'm rounding, ignore what I'm doing and do what I'm saying. And just a tiny nod in of that chin so that we're not flinging the head back as we lean away. So get the tummy nice and tightened. As you take a nice deep breath in, you're going to lean back through the knees. Exhale, squeeze the bottom to lift back up. Tummy stays tightened the whole time, leaning away. Squeeze and lift. Leaning away. Squeeze and lift. Shoulders are down, chest is open. Tighten. It doesn't matter how big or small that lean is. Stay tall through that upper body. We've got two more here, then we'll add in some arms. Inhale, lean back. Exhale to lift. And again, inhale back, exhale to lift, relaxing there. So, we're going to add in some arms. Again, we've done this the last 2 days. So this will be the same if you're laying on your front. So you're going to take a nice big roll back of your shoulders. And if you see my arms are coming slightly away from my body, behind. So nip those shoulder blades in. Then with those arms reaching, you're going to lean back. You're still tightening that tummy. Squeeze the bottom to lift, relax those arms. So big roll back of the shoulders, really open the chest. Arms reach, lean, to lift. So it doesn't matter if your lean then becomes smaller, I don't mind that at all. As long as you've got that really nice open position through your shoulders. With your breathing, just breathe when you need to, but try and get the exhale as you're lifting. Just helps give you that momentum to lift back up. Let's take 2 more here. Big roll of the shoulders. Leaning back. Lifting up. Rolling those shoulders. Leaning back. Lifting up. From there, we're going to push ourselves back into our shell stretch. yourself a drink and we're going to be going into the 100. I always put my drink so far away. So for the 100 you're going to be on your back. So as you're laying on your back, just whilst we're discussing what we're doing, just keep those feet on the floor and the knees bent. Excuse me. So you're going to be in a nice flat back position. So you want to be nice and tucked under with the pelvis, getting the lower back into the floor. You're going to be bringing your legs up into tabletop. So your knees are above your hips, shins are parallel to the ceiling. If that position feels quite comfortable, excuse me, or quite easy for you, then start to lean your legs towards the floor at an angle from your hip. Your shins should remain parallel to the ceiling. If that doesn't make sense, just stick with that box shape position. From there, we're going to be nodding the head and lifting the shoulders. Your arms are nice and long. So we're going to be rotating the way the palms face. Yesterday I forgot for like the first 2 rounds, so if I do it wrong, ignore me. So that means that as you breathe in, your palms will face the floor. As you breathe out, they rotate to the ceiling. If you do get really confused, just choose one and stick with it. So the arms will look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. From there, once we've finished our 100, those hands are behind the head. You're going to take 2 sets of 8 sitting up towards those legs. Once you finish those 8, I want you to lengthen your legs up towards the ceiling as much as you can. So remember, you can have a bend through the knee if you need to, just wherever is comfortable. Arms become long and you're reaching towards those toes. If your neck is too sore for that, then just have one hand behind, one hand reaching. And as you finish the first set of 8, you'll swap and you'll go with the other arm reaching, the other arm behind. Okay, we'll all go together. I'm sure you'll absolutely be fine. Excuse me. Okay, so find that strong flat back position. Bring those legs to tabletop. Get your knees above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to nod the head, lifting those shoulders, get the arms nice and long. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying here, get those hands behind your head. We're going into sit-ups for 8, 7, 6, tummies in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more, 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just lengthen those legs up as much as you can. We're reaching the arms to the ceiling. We're coming up for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set, 8, 7, 6. Tummies in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, hug those knees into the chest. And when you're ready and if you need to, take those legs up nice and long and give them a shake. Full body stretch. Then we're coming up for a stretch. So we're going to do same stretch that we've done all week. So we've been doing our cross-legged walking forward stretch, which I've been kind of doing a variation of because of my hip. So I'm going to sit up on this block, hopefully you can still see me here, and then I'll be able to just do a bit of a better demonstration. So you're going to have your legs crossed, hopefully in a nice, neat, tight cross-leg position. If you need to keep it quite open like I've got here, that's absolutely fine, especially if you suffer with really tight or painful hips. Keeping it loose and open will help. Just try and make sure you've got one leg over and one leg underneath, okay? Excuse me. So from here, and if you do want to sit on something raised, like if you've got a step or something like that, you might find that actually will help your hips stay in a cross-legged position because you're more elevated through the trunk of your body. So from here, we're actually going to, we're not rolling through the body, we're going to hinge forwards. So you're literally just going to lean forwards, hopefully you can touch the floor here. And then when you can lean and no further, you're going to start to let that back curve. From there, you're going to walk those hands forwards as far as you can go. We're holding this cross-leg position with the head dropped. Taking nice deep breaths, so breathing in and out. So remember, you want that longer inhale than exhale. So 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8 if you can. That's just going to really help with controlling your heart rate or that kind of like nervous anxiety sort of feeling. Do this before bed, it can also help you to sleep, anything like that. It really helps to make sure you're not shallow breathing. I can't go on about it enough. Again, a nice deep breath in here. Then as you exhale, just walk those hands further forwards if you can. And as you're taking those deep breaths, you almost want to feel the rise and the fall of your body. So as you're breathing in, your body should lift. As you exhale, let the body drop, and you should just gain a little extra stretch there. Nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, creep those hands forwards. This time we're just holding. Keeping that head dropped. The neck feels sort of a little shake through the head, is fine, still breathing. One more here, deep breath in. As you breathe out, walk those hands back. And just sit yourself up nice and tall. Just take a moment if you're feeling a little lightheaded or anything like that, if you're not used to doing that kind of deep breathing. So then you're going to untwist your legs and re-twist them the other way. So you should cross your legs in the other direction, okay? So whichever leg you had on top before will now be underneath. So I'm just going to move for a side view on what I'm doing. So it's exactly the same thing, you've just got a different leg in front. And all this is doing is just making sure that you're not favouriting one hip over the other, and you will have one side that's more comfortable to cross legs on than the other. So that's why it's important to work both sides, okay? It's exactly the same thing. It means you get an extra chance to really practice that nice deep breathing and control, okay? So I'm doing something slightly different just because of my hip, so just ignore me, really. So remember, you're going to be leaning forwards, walking those hands out to wherever is comfortable for you. Just holding there and taking your deep breath. So that head is dropped, deep breathing. I want you to think about forcing that exhale out so much that you're exhaling until you have to breathe in again because there's nothing left inside your body. deep breath in. As you breathe out, walk those hands further forwards. Remember that head is dropped. Again, nice deep breathing. So it's really good in general for your health to have really good breath control. If you like a good sing song in the shower like I do, good breath control will help you with your singing. If you enjoy swimming, having a nice deep breath control will help you when you're under the water. It does relax. You should feel relaxed as you're taking those nice deep breaths. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, walk those hands forwards. It's also good for any situation where that heart is starting to race and increase, to help to calm and bring you back down a little bit. I'm told this especially helps in labour, so that's why I'm forcing it upon you a little bit more. So again, a nice deep breath in. Exhale, walk those hands back in. Sitting yourself up. Take that moment to just centre yourself. If you're feeling lightheaded, to get rid of that. We're going to go into our frog stretch, which we haven't done for a couple of days. So from here, from your cross-legged position, bring the soles of your feet in together. You're trying to bring the soles of your feet as close to your body as you can. So if you can bring them further in than what I have mine, then try and do that. And we're just going to actively push our knees down towards the floor and lift. So my arms aren't touching them. You're using the weight of your legs to push down and lift. Push down and lift. If you want to really increase that stretch and you have got some heavy weights at home and somebody around the house, because I don't want anyone to get injured, what you can do for this is have two weights sitting on your legs, which will help to push them down. Make sure someone is around in case you get stuck, because I would usually do that with my clients supervised, but just if you do want to push that stretch a little bit more. Don't do it if you already suffer from pain through those hips. Take that pulling down away, hold on to those feet, and bring your body closer towards them. And here's where you can push those elbows into the legs if you want to increase that stretch. And relaxing there. Good. From there we're going to be on our sides. Let me just get rid of this. So we're going to work on our legs through today. We did arms yesterday. Okay, so, excuse my grimacing face. As you're laying down, I want you to take your underneath arm either long to rest your head on or bend to pop your head in your hand. We're going to do clams to begin with. So take those knees bent and have your feet glued together. If you suffer from really bad hip pain, especially in the side that you're lying, roll a towel up, so it's like a sausage, make a circle with it and lay that around your hip. So your hip is fitting through that kind of little hole shape, okay? And that should help to relax that so there's no pressure directly on your hip joint. If it's your top hip that hurts, get a cushion and pop that between those legs and that will help for there. For this one, your hand is on your top hip and you're keeping this movement controlled. So your hips are not going to be wobbling all over the place. Your top knee is going to lift up, your feet stay close together. And back down. We're lifting up. And down. So if you're looking at my legs, you can see that's not a very big movement. You're not going to have tons and tons of movement here unless you really work these muscles on the side of your leg quite frequently, which a lot of us don't do. They're called our abductors. Lifting up and down. Breathe. Lifting up and down. You've got 2 more of these. Lifting up and down. Last one. Lifting up and down. From there, you're going to lengthen your legs long and away from you. Now, with this hand on your hip, you're thinking about really stacking your hips up, one on top of the other. So my elbow is still pointing up to the ceiling. If this feels super easy, you're probably not doing it. Okay, you'll probably be laying slightly further forwards or slightly further back. You should feel like you're balancing on that hip bone, unless you're using the towel underneath. You're going to want to zip up under your waist and keep your tummy tightened to help you stay lifted. My position might look a little bit different because I'm so top heavy at the moment, but hopefully you can kind of get the gist. You want those hips and shoulders one on top of the other. Look down your body and flex your feet, and you should be able to see those toes. If you can't, then bring your legs further forward. So you're not necessarily in a straight line, you're kind of bent at the bottom a little bit. You can take this top hand and place it down on the floor for support. We're lifting the top leg up pointed, flex to come back down. Point to lift, flex down. You can still have the cushion between your inner thighs if that's more comfortable for you. Nice deep breaths. Remember, your tummy is tightened. We've got 4 more here. We're lifting up, flex down, lifting up, flex down. Last 2, lifting up, flex down, lifting up, flex down. Check those hips are nice and stacked. Lift that top leg up. We've got our circles forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring this top leg forwards. So it should feel like quite a nice, comfortable laying position. Okay, a lot of you will probably sleep like this, so it should feel nice. Your underneath leg is coming up and down. It won't lift very high here. Up and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Use your hand to help bring that leg back up. You want to still be stacked, so check that. We're going to be coming double lift and down. Double lift and down. Breathe and down. And down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Take a little stretch out there on that side. Then we're changing sides. So you can either roll over to face the other way or change the end of the mat that you're laying at. So as we're laying down, the first exercise we've got is clams. I slither down the mat. Remember, you want to try and have that arm long if you can to rest your head on. If not, support your head in your hand. If you need that towel around the hip or pillow between the knees, then you can grab that. Feet are glued together and your hand is on your hip. You're going to be lifting that top leg up and down. Lift and lower. So if you're looking at me, you can see the legs aren't moving that much. You want to keep that hip really stabilized. Lift and down. Breathe, lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. From here, lengthen those legs away. Flexing those feet, look down. If you can see those toes, your legs are in the right position. If not, bring them forwards. Check those hips are really stacked. You should feel like you're balancing on top of the bottom hip. Your shoulders should be stacked as well. So make sure you're not leaning forwards or backwards. You can take this hand here for support. Your top leg is lifting up, pointed, for legs to come back down. Point to lift, flexing down. Point to lift, flexing down. Breathe. Keep that leg nice and long. 2 more here, lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. We've got those circles, we're lifting up. Circle, forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5. Breathe, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to bring that leg forwards, that nice comfy laying position. Your underneath leg is coming up and down. Lift and down. Still breathing, lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2, lift and down, lift and down. Push back up. Make sure you're still nice and stacked. Check those hips. We're going into our double lifts. Lifting up and down. Lift and down. Doesn't matter if this is small. Lift and down. Lift and down. Breathe. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Take a nice full body stretch here. And when you're ready, take that stretch onto your back. So you're rolling onto your back and stretching out. And then you're going to come onto your hands and knees when you're ready. Grab a drink if you need to. So on your hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees into the hips. Toes are tucked under. If you suffer from sore wrists, bring yourself down to your forearms. But remember, you want those forearms to be parallel, so don't cross the arms over or open them out. From here, as you're breathing out, you're going to pull the tummy all the way in. Press into those hands and feet, and we're going to lift ourselves up. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Those knees lift just an inch or so up and down. And down. So think tummy muscles are lifting you. Hands and feet are there for support. You want to try and keep that head in line with the rest of your spine. So if you're on long arms, look just past those fingertips. And if you're on your forearms, you're looking down towards your mat. And that's just to avoid you dropping the head or pushing the head all the way up, where you're going to add lots of pressure through the top of the spine, through that neck. 4 more here. We're lifting up and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Take a stretch back and roll through those wrists. Okay, we're going to go into our planks. So if you've joined us at all this week, Tuesday or yesterday, then it's the same plank we're doing today. If not, don't worry, I'm going to talk you through and demo for you. So last week we did from low, lifting up to high. So we're repeating that, but we're adding in another drop down to the low. So you're doing 3 planks, technically. So starting on your forearms, towards the front of your mat. You're going to step, one leg out behind you, taking the weight into those toes. The other leg is going to come out to meet it, and from there I want you to find a strong plank position. Lean over into one side, get that hand under the shoulder, push yourself up. Find that strong plank, hold for breath in and out. Then you're going to step a hand out, the hand out, strong plank, breathe in relaxing there. Okay, so 3 planks. You're taking these in your own time. Stepping back, strong plank. If from here, you're not able to lift all the way up, so if last week you were only lifting that halfway, still do that, then come back down to your low plank, then try onto the other side. Okay? So you're still going to get that 3 plank variation, you've just dropped it down a little bit there. Alright? Make sure as you come into that low plank, you're in your nice long line. It's a strong plank before you change. You need to step that hand all the way back to your shoulder. So there should be quite a big gap between your arms in order to lift yourself up. Make sure you're squeezing your bottom and you're pulling your tummy all the way in. So your back is really strong the whole time that you're doing your plank. Don't forget to breathe. Holding your breath is not going to help. Then you've got that control. And again, don't hold your breath in between. It's nice and strong. You've got 2 more here. Tucking under as you step back. Finding that plank. Lean over. Lift. Lift if you can. Find that plank and hold. Then you're coming down. Down. Find that plank and hold. Then relax. Got 1 more here, then you're done. Step back, strong plank. Leaning over, hand down, push up, holding. Coming down, holding. And relaxing there. Stretch back, roll through those wrists. Well done if you've been doing those planks, fantastic. They're hard, but really good to build that upper body strength. Good, bring yourself into a knelt or standing position. I'm just going to sit so you can see me and so that I'm comfortable. And from here, I want you to just roll those shoulders back. Control that breathing if you're feeling a bit ragged. And roll those shoulders forwards. That hour has gone so quickly. Take those arms out to the side. Lifting one arm up, then we're going to stretch all the way over. So remember, you can be standing here if you don't want to sit or kneel. Come back to the centre, we're swapping sides. We're lifting up, stretching over. Come back into the centre one more time each side. Lift up, stretch over. Back to the centre, we're lifting up and over. Back to the centre, and that is class done. Thank you to everybody who has joined me today and all of this week. I hope you're having a really nice week. Hopefully we stay with the sunshine. I think we're forecast some rain, but I've just hung washing out, so I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I look forward to seeing lots of you tomorrow for the last session of the week or into next week. And I hope that you have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.